Morning, everybody. Alright, I'm getting ready to leave Joe's Travel Center right now in Wesley, California. I'm getting ready to go make my delivery. Get my gauges set up. Alright, that's the final about 20-mile leg from here to the receiver. And then after that, I'm assuming I'm going to be there for a while. There's supposedly a sign there at the receiver. I've been there, I think, before. It's just been a long time. But yeah, someone posted a picture in the Google reviews saying basically, hey, expect that you might be there for 8 hours. Okay, I'm game with that. $40 an hour for detention pay. Go ahead and keep me there. I pick up my reload at 9 o'clock tonight in Lemoore. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I can sit there all day. I'd rather sit there all day making $40 an hour than sitting here not making money. Which one do you think I'm going to go with? 44.33. Yeah, that's the guy I saw parked there earlier when I first got here yesterday. I'll go through the fuel island. I could go through that driveway over there, but I'm going to use the one up here. Make sure there aren't any people walking across. Using my hood mirror there to double check that nobody in the on the other fuel island lanes is starting to come out. Always want to know what your trailer's doing if you're off tracking from it. Don't make assumptions. Alright, see a car coming around the curve over there. Wait for him. If I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have even known he was there, but I mean, because there are a couple of trucks parked there along the curb, but since I was looking early, I saw the car coming around the curve, and I knew that they were going to be a problem if I tried to come out. Speaking of which, I had one particular trainee that I had picked up when I was still a trainer. I was in the Walmart fleet. Actually, it was an individual I picked up right after I got through dropping Cody off when you guys know my friend Cody Shehorn. Now, those of you guys who are who regularly watch my channel, you do at least. Those of you guys who are not familiar, yeah, he's a close friend of mine. We became friends after I trained him, or when I trained him. I was a Walmart fleet driver. He had just gotten his CDL, and I was his trainer. Run that thing over because there's a bungee strap right there, probably left by a flatbedder. Didn't really want to put my steer tires over it because the rubber part of it's not a concern, but the hook part of it is. I don't want it getting embedded into my steer tire. I'll have room back here, but I got plenty of acceleration lane to work with. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Don't need to be over there until I'm up to this higher speed, and it gives everyone back there plenty of time to do what they need to do. That flatbedder's already moved over. It's still got what is that? A plane or FedEx, maybe FedEx. But see, now the speed difference between myself and this flatbedder here is not as far off when I finally moved over. Would have been a lot bigger issue had I moved over right away. It's a greater concern, I mean. So, especially with speed differential, the more gap you can leave between each other, the safer it is. This guy's got his triangles out wrong, but at least they're out. So, triangles, you're supposed to have them out. You're supposed to start putting them out within 10 minutes of when you park, not when you stop on the shoulder there. And they're supposed to be out, you know, basically in place within 30 minutes. And when you have them out, rule of thumb here, your first one should be about 4 paces away from the trailer. Should be about 10 feet, or yeah, 10, yeah, roughly 10 feet. I forget I'm in California. I guess I better back off on my speed a little bit. I'm just caught up in doing what these guys in front of me are doing and not thinking about it. Alright, anyway. First one should be about 10 feet behind the trailer. Or about 4 feet. Basically just stand right at the back of your trailer and take 4 steps. Drop your first one right there. Your second one should be about 40 paces from the trailer. Or 36 paces from the first triangle. Ultimately, it should be about 100 feet away from your from the trailer. So if you think 10, 100, and then 200 for your triangle. So 4 paces, drop. 36 more paces, drop. 40 more paces, drop. You'd be surprised. Those triangles should be a pretty good distance away from each other. Now remember, you know, from 10 feet, that's a 90-foot distance between the first and second triangle. That's more than a truck length just between the first and second triangle, and then it's another more than truck length from the first to the second. 200 feet back, you can fit almost 3. You can fit 2 full and almost 3 full trucks inside that gap. That's how far away they're really supposed to be from each other. But then you have to consider other issues, like is there a hill that you're near? Like if you're on the other side of a hill where somebody coming up the hill might not see you until it's too late. Or are you running a curve or something? If that's the case, then you need to set your triangles out in advance of the curve or hill so people will see the triangles early, and have a chance to slow down, or know that they're coming up on something that they don't want to hit. Alright, rest area here. Then we got the I-580 split coming up. Passed by another truck and I got this problem. 4193. Alright, I-580 is the one I want, which is this side here. So hopefully that'll be good information for you. Now don't forget that the FMCSR, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, which is available online. A lot of you guys who get your CDLs also might get handed that big green book. Those of you guys, I think, who follow Scotty, I'm pretty sure, I remember he still has his. And now, see, the thing is, the green book, that can become obsolete and then get superseded by a new version. So, if you're going to have that big green book, make sure you're using the current version of the book, not some outdated version. Alternatively, if you just go on the FMCSA's website, they have the the motor carrier regulations on there. And you'll have the most current information to work with too. That's what I like to use personally, is just go on their website. It's easier to search. I mean, it's organized, and then you can always use a search, the search tool, and hey, just look for whatever keyword, and the search engine will actually find what you want for you if you use the right keywords. Makes it a lot quicker to find. So, yeah, that information on proper placement of the triangles is available in there. It's and that is something you as a driver are expected to know how to do. I mean, now I wouldn't necessarily say, hey, you should know the answer to this. Well, then again, I think that is one of the possible test items on a CDL or CLP test. But 9 times out of 10 you might forget something like that because you don't use it, except in rare cases. And then the thing is, if you do have that rare occasion where you need to use it, you need to know how to put them out correctly, just in case. Because, are they going to give you a hard time about it? Probably not. I mean, first there has to be a police unit or basically a DOT officer in the area. And then even then, are they really going to care enough about giving you a hard time about your triangles not being out there properly? The answer is probably no. We can use some common sense there. However, if somebody has, let's just say, oops, I crashed into the back of your trailer and got myself killed, then that becomes another question. Then that becomes the issue of, did you have your triangles out properly? And if not, would having them out properly have made any difference in the situation? Because if they find that you had them out improperly, or not at all, and somebody crashes into you, gets themselves killed, and find out that if you would have had them out and or had them out properly, properly placed, maybe the person might have gotten an earlier warning and been able to avoid getting themselves killed. Guess what? You just made yourself partially at fault for the accident. Yeah, it's going to be ultimately, Highway 132 coming up here in Modesto and Kristen, whatever road. Alright, so, and when it comes to accidents, a lot of people will think, oh yeah, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. Okay, you're thinking in two different terms. There's one term that is, as far as what is law enforcement concerned about? Their only real concern is who's primarily at fault, and whoever and do they need to issue any citations or make any arrests based on the evidence that they collect. So you might not be at fault as far as law enforcement is concerned. You might not get a ticket, you might not get arrested, and you might not have to worry about that at any point. However, when it comes to civil court, where insurance companies battle it out, now you have another problem there. Let's just say there's a total of $50,000 in damage caused. And then the total damages, we'll just say, is $50,000. Now it's the civil court's burden to figure out what percentage of that $50,000 is on the at-fault parties, the ultimately at-fault parties' responsibility to handle, and what percentage of it is the not at fault. Because you can be the not at fault person as far as law enforcement is concerned, but still be found financially liable for the incident. And it is going to go as a ding on your CDL record, even on your regular driving record. Hey, you had an accident, and because the insurance company your insurance policy still had to pay out money for all this damage, and they'll only pay up to so much. After that, it's, hey, guess what? If you have any other assets like a house or whatever, guess what? They're going to come after it. They're going to, they'll put a lien on your house and make you pay it. Or they could even seize your house so they can get the money that they need to pay what is owed. So, example, the state minimums on regular automotive insurance, I think it's $15,000 and $30,000. I think 15 for liability and then 30 for comp and collision or whatever, or no, for injury or whatever, I forget. 15 and 30 though, those are the minimums that you have to even get an insurance policy. But I will just say, if you just have those minimums, that's $45,000 in coverage. Let's just say it's $60,000 in actual damage, and let's just say you're found significantly at fault. Your insurance company is not going to cover all of that. If your policy's only good up to $45,000, then that's another $15,000 that your insurance doesn't have to cover because your policy isn't for more than that amount. And where do you think that other $15,000 is going to come from? It's going to come out of your pocket, or any assets you own that they can seize or put a lien on in order to secure that money to pay that person, pay for whatever the damages are to. Alright, Coral Hollow Road, exit 72. I think it's exit 67 that I'm using, the one that I'm going to be using. It's right before the 205 and 580 junction. The exiting there, it's the Safeway distribution center I'm going to, which is right next to the Costco DC. A couple of different sides to that, and I understand that I'm supposed to go, I think, use the Hanson Road side for my delivery, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, yeah, if you go to civil court for an accident, they're not going to find that 100% of the accident is the at-fault party's burden. They're more likely going to find that a certain percentage of it is the at-fault party's responsibility, and then another percentage of it will be your responsibility. So, and this is where is the accident avoidable or is it unavoidable? It comes into play. And this is why it's so important to motor vehicle carriers, whether any accidents you've been involved in, even if it's not your fault, was it avoidable? Because there are three classifications of accidents. First one is at fault. Better hurry up. Speed up, shithead. Find your fucking gas pedal. I'm not slowing my ass down for a big gap like that. You can find your gas pedal or drop in behind me. Do what I can to make sure an accident doesn't happen, but you're not gonna get away with being a irresponsible driver. If there's not enough gap in front of me to work with, I'll go ahead and back off. I bet you this guy's going to Costco also, or Safeway or Costco, whatever. I don't know, he could be going to Oakland or somewhere up that way too, but we'll find out pretty soon there. Yeah, anyway, like I said, maybe they'll find that 80% of the damage is the at-fault driver's fault, and then 20% is yours. Okay, so if you have $50,000 in damage, that's $40,000 the at-fault driver is responsible for, and $10,000 is yours. Now your insurance policy will probably cover that, but You're also going to probably end up with either a higher price, a higher premium to pay for your insurance, or the insurance company could just cancel your insurance and, hey, yeah, we're not going to insure you anymore. And then if you're like in my case, where you're on an insurance policy that's handled by the carrier, and the insurance company or even your self-insured program won't cover you anymore, guess what? Bye-bye. Your job's gone. You get to go somewhere else. Classifications of accidents. You have basically there's at fault, and then there's not at fault but avoidable, and then there's not at fault and unavoidable. And those are all entirely different. You can have an unavoidable and not at fault accident, and it's highly unlikely that you're going to have any problems related to that. I mean, you could get, I don't know, maybe the lawyers in court could argue that you should be responsible for a very small percentage of whatever the damage and medical costs that entail from that. But generally speaking, insurance companies and carriers are not likely to give you any kind of a problem if you have an accident that is considered unavoidable. One of the most common ways to have an unavoidable accident would be hitting a deer, or hitting some other animal that just has a mind of its own, and you can do what you can to avoid it, but then maybe it's going one way and it'll decide to turn around and go the other way and still get hit by you. Yeah, so in the case of the coyote that I posted not too long ago, never more than 20 miles. I think this exit coming up should be mine. Alright, but yeah, even if you're not at fault in an accident as a truck driver, yeah, this is it, because I can see the Costco DC right over here, and then Safeway is right here to my right. Okay, I think there should be a gate right over here by this, kind of right in between the building and the wind turbines here. I think there's a gate over there I can use. And then there's I can see bobtail coming out of there. Then there's the other. I'll probably go around to the main side first just to double check that I'm in the right spot. But a friend of mine just came here last week and said he had to use the Hanson Road sign. There's a Schulte Road, S-C-H-U-L-T-E. That's the east-west drag that both Costco and Safeway are on. And then there's Hanson Road, which is on the... JCT's getting off here too. So yeah, he is either going to Costco or Safeway. Back in there. That's the Schulte Road right here. I'm sure most people probably call it Schulte Road, but I'll call it Schulte. I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, but generally speaking, in the English language, SCH, it's usually pronounced the same way like school. Like, the school is spelled SCH. So it's basically what do you call that? Soft C or whatever, I forget. first turn here will be Costco. Watts. Alright, so he's going to Costco. I'm trying to get to Safeway. All these guys are trying to get into Costco. Safeway's entrance right here. Like I said, I may have to go to the other, go down the street and then hang a right. Yeah. Northern Cal Distribution Center. We'll check here first, and then worst case, they'll turn us around and go to the other side. Trucks right lane. Are they telling them to get turned around also? I think they're telling them to take the Hanson Road side to double check. Let me guess, I need to use Hanson Road, right? Yeah, I know how to get over there. It's at the Hanson Road side, right? Yeah, use the Hanson Road side?
Yeah, I do go over there.
Okay, thanks. That's what I expected was going to be the case, but I'd rather come here when it's on the way to the other side and just double check that I do indeed need to go the other way. Hanson Road! Yeah, that's the same guy who passed by me earlier. Not see around the trucks, but it is a right turn only lane to work with, at least to help me get better visibility. Got a bobtail and a straight. Oh, now I got a green line anyway. Hanson Road right here in this light. Yeah, it should be making a right turn into their lot from Hanson Road, and then there should be another guard shack over there somewhere. My tandems are going to easily clear the whole time, but good habit. Watch your tandems. I don't care how much experience you have. You do not make stupid assumptions about your tandems. I almost made that mistake once on on I-70 back when I was with Sierra England. Wasn't a brand new driver, but I was still new enough. Truck, just sit right here. Yeah, this is me receiving right here. Okay, I see a staging area right here in front of me. So probably we'll park right here in the staging and then walk up with my bills to the. That's at least that's how it works at the Safeway, DC, and Auburn, Washington. So I'm assuming it's the same way here. Can't tell if I can get into that gap up there, so I'll go ahead and just park right here between these guys in a spot that I know I can get into. All right. Send my arrival call. We've not received your AM reefer check. I forgot to send it. I did the check. I just forgot to send it in. It's 11:12, right? Yeah. Got 51-degree weather. Okay, now Safeway usually charges a lumper fee. Usually, I mean, once I get to the dock door, I'll eventually find that out. But yeah, it's usually how they do things. Check in by, walk in first, check in, and then once you get a dock door, you come up with your truck, they'll give you a gate pass. Or actually, even while you're parked here, they'll normally give you a card thing that you put in your, in your glare shield here. And as long as you're on the property, they want you to have it on you, on the truck, whatever. All right, so I'll be back in a minute and I'll get checked in and see what's going on. All right, guys, I got a dock door. Turned out the other driver, we're both familiar with each other from the JCT Facebook group. Let's see. No, not drop hook. Well, dock. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm familiar with both him and his wife. Wait on Crete. Alright, anyway, yeah, if Creed will ever let me go, I guess he wants to creep up there and not burn any time, but he's, come on. What you got going on there? I'm trying to get in there. I don't know if he's just waiting on Jose or I guess that's what it is. Like I'm freaking sitting here burning yard move time because I wasn't expecting you to freaking putt Magoo your way in. Trump 2020. Already. yard move time on this clown here. Is he just doing that just to set himself up for a side vacuum? That's exactly what it looks like he's doing. Looks like door 251 he's probably going for, and that's one of those cases where why don't you just do a U-turn style vacuum? But that's the problem. Most people out here don't know how to do U-turn style vacuums. They're very, very easy. They're a lot easier than most people think. They're actually probably the easiest vacuum you can do. Most people don't know the process. Now, like I said, every time I train my trainees how to do vacuums, I always try to teach them U-turn style setups wherever there was an opportunity for that. Well, not only an opportunity, but where it was appropriate or most ideal situation for that, and they loved it. Everybody I would teach that to, like, they freaking love that kind of vacuum. They said it's so damn easy. But nobody out here does them. Nobody seems to know how to. Door 552, and he said something I check in on the right. From Doc. Bet you this creek driver's still gonna hold me up, even though he's already around the corner. It's not 1 or 2 minutes, no more than 5 minutes of on duty time for yard moves. Not gonna. Check my chains. I think I hear my chain dragging, or one of my chains dragging, so I'll check when I get out of the truck. Jose's up there facing at me on the other side, so I imagine maybe the, I don't know, 500 wing might be over on the other side. That or even a completely different building. Oh, these are 400s here, so maybe not. That might be on the other end of this same road. And look, there's a taco truck here. I guess I know what I'll be doing for food. Frozen meat receiving office. All right. Yeah, this is 500 here. he's going to turn around just to do sightseeing. And, oh. 552, what the hell? It was like it goes like the 515 over there, but dock doors are numbered really weird. It goes to like 515 and then suddenly goes into the 300s. Dock doors on this side that I need. Okay, this is frozen foods. I don't exactly have a frozen food load. I mean, I am running below 32 degrees, but yeah, there are dock doors over here, same ones that I probably saw the other guy docking in at, so probably gonna find 552 over here. Yeah, these are all no, not all on, not all even, but see more 300s here. These are upper 300s. The other ones were lower 300s, so it's probably the right area right here. It's one of those situations where I might be able to do a, yeah, this is it over here. I'm going to be over here by where this SBT truck is. So there's enough room for here for me. There should be enough for me to do a U-turn setup. 5, 4, 3, all right. How about go ahead and open my doors here. I'm going to be on the other side of these two trucks over here, so may end up having a blind side, or might be able to do a partial, like an offset blind side between this Safeway trailer over here and the cone. Yeah, I'm right next to this guy here. I'm going to go ahead and blindside in. I got the other door available to help, so I have room to work with. Let me double check where I'm at. I can't completely be sure my plenty of room there, but with blindsiding, it's typical here. You can't see the. Nah, this guy's pulling out now. Wait for him to pull away and then. Alright. Yeah, because the view you get from the mirror is pretty misleading. Yeah, I'm actually off there. I'm actually tracking too far toward the other door. So I'm gonna do a 2-point serpentine. Wide, but I'm in the right neighborhood. I would have probably hit him if I. No, actually. Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, I'm look like. Alright, so the line here on the blind side is like way far away from the door, whereas the line over on my side, on the driver's side, looks like it's lined right up with the door. So I was under the impression that I was too far that way, when in reality I was probably just right. Tandem's over there by the line now. Square up. Looks good. This comes straight back. It. So now I'll get checked in and see how things probably be here a while, but we'll see. Serious. Okay, so apparently that little canopy thing, or yeah, little building thing over there by the fence on the other side is where I was supposed to check in at. I'm not going to try to blindside drive back into there if I don't need to. I'd rather just drop my trailer, go back around and check in, and hook back up. I mean, yeah, I could have gone back down the other way and then circle back around because there's not enough room for me to do a U-turn setup there. Coming here. Yeah, so I guess this little building right here in the corner is where I'm supposed to check in at. Alright, door 410 is where the... It said there's going to be an awning there. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Yeah, I think 410's on the other side there. On the other side of the office area, what I guess would be the office. That shack right there by 520. Stay over here for now because the taco truck's over here. Don't really need to be by my trailer anyway. Alright. It's definitely a weird experience here. Okay, so she says that I can't stay over on this side. I have to stay by my trailer. So that's PC over there. guy who there's the guy who was in the dock door right by where I was trying to check in earlier, and he's the one who told me that to come over here on this side to dock in, to check in. Yeah, and then the taco truck just left right when I was walking by it, or getting ready to walk past it. It's like, damn it. Darn the luck. Alright, I guess I'll have cereal or something this morning. Just something to get by with. This should be more of a yield sign than a stop sign. But it probably is a stop sign because people don't know how to even deal with a yield sign. Where the hell did the yard spotter go? I just saw him back there. He went over to this side of me, and then all of a sudden he's gone. I'm like, where the hell is he? That's all for now, and I'll have more footage. No, I think it was just my suspension settling, or filling back up, whatever. The door light's still green. So, all right. Anyway, like I said, that's all for now, and I'll have more footage here whenever I'm done unloading. I guess. Who knows how long this will take? They said they'll give me a call whenever they're done, or whenever. I don't know what the lumper fee or how things work here. I'm assuming there's a lumper fee based on what I saw in the Google reviews and what I know of previous Safeway deliveries. It works that way. So first time in this particular one though. So I think I might have had a load come here before, but I don't remember if I'd actually delivered it. We'll see how it goes, and we'll continue this footage when I'm done here. Okay, thanks.